Hey YouTube, how's it going? Buster here, Adventure Biker. So, I'm doing this recording using StreamYard, and it's not a video that I would expecting to be making, but as the title says, our Hondas is reliable and bulletproof as they once were. So let me tell you a story. So, I bought my Africa Twin October 2022. It was first registered March 2022. And it lived its first kind of couple of months as a demonstration bike. So when I bought it, it only had 250 miles on the clock. I had to wait till October because they couldn't sell me it until then. And when I went to get a Africa Twin, the one that I've got, the one behind me, was the only manual one they had. The rest were all DCT. So I wanted that one. So I had to wait till October. So I picked the bike up in October 2022. Bike ran fine. Got up to 750 miles or something, and got it its first service. I had to argue with the dealer as well about getting the first service for free as well, because I bought it with 250 miles on the clock. Also, within the first couple of months, I noticed that the paint was coming off the frame. So I took it back to the dealer, said to them about the paint coming off, and they basically told me to go to B&Q or something like that and buy white hammerite and hammerite the frame, because Honda wouldn't do anything about it. Bit disheartening, but I just accepted it. So I got it serviced at every service interval. It may have been a couple of 100 miles over or something like that, but that was why it was a couple of 100 miles over or 1,000 miles over, is because between me buying it and now, I've done 2 trips on it, 2 big trips anyway. So the first one I did was Luxembourg, and I got it serviced before it went to Luxembourg. So, and also serviced again when I came back on its actual service time. And it's been serviced, and every time it's been serviced up to now has always been Honda that's done it, whether it be Victor Devine in Glasgow or North Harbour. So it's had the first 600 mile service, then it's had a 9,900 mile service, then it's had the 17,000 mile service. 16,000 miles should be for the valve clearance check, which is advised to do about 16,000 miles. So after that, it came out from getting new. Bear in mind, it's had a new chain and sprocket. It's had 4 sets of tyres, regular serviced, regular checked. Every time it's been in for a service, I've got to do a bit more than it's actually needed. Check the brakes, it's had a couple of sets of pads, front and back. I've kind of over serviced it, to be fair, because I was taking it away. So when it done its 17,000 miles and it got sent in for its valve clearance check, when it came out, I heard, I can't remember how long it was after the service, but I kept hearing that kind of binding noise. First of all, I thought it was maybe the brakes, because the brakes had been recently done. It did a new chain and sprocket, new back tyre. Thought it was that. It wasn't that. So, yeah, it's... So, it's kind of hard to. I was going to write a script for this, and I ended up no bothering doing it. I'm just going to do it off the cuff, so it could be a wee bit as I'm trying to remember stuff. So, as probably a lot of you know, Scottish Biker Abroad's my brother, and I'd arranged to go over there for Christmas and New Year to spend it with him. Hence why I'm wearing the Africa Twin t-shirt, because he got me this for my Christmas, and I thought it was fitting to wear it for this video. So I'd heard the binding noise. I took it to North Harbour, explained it. They said they couldn't hear anything. I took it to Victor Devine. They said they couldn't hear anything. But it was niggling me. So I use a local garage here as well, and sometimes they do my tyres and they do my chain sprockets and brakes and stuff. So at the end of November, the bike went in, and because I didn't trust Honda to do it, because they kept saying there was nothing wrong with the bike, and the fact that every time it's been for a service, it's got a gasket where the cable goes in for the stator, and it leaks. And every time it's been in, I've asked them to fix it, and it's never been fixed. So I was starting to get a bit annoyed with that as well. So it went in November. They dumped the oil out it, checked it. There was no metal in it whatsoever. The oil was fine. Put it back together, and I think I did maybe 2 runs on it. And then I'd arranged before I went to go over to see Scottish Biker Abroad in the Netherlands to go in over Christmas period. They were going to check it, do a service, as I said, because I lost trust in Honda dealers. So it went in on the Saturday before I left, and I left on the 21st. And I got a phone call on the Tuesday, or was it the Wednesday? Maybe the Wednesday I got a phone call saying I better come in and have a look. So I went in, and they've basically took the oil out, took the sump off, and there's metal shards inside the oil and in the sump. So they said we'll need to do a bit more investigating. Then I got another phone call saying that basically he's put his arm inside the engine, and it's the crank bearings. He reckons the crank bearings are away. Now, the bike's only done 20, I'm going to say, without seeing the mileage, I think by memory it's done 22,540 odd miles or something. So it's due another service at 24,000 miles. So he's basically told me that the engine's going to come out to change the crank bearings. So because it's over the Christmas period and I was just about to go away, I said leave it till I come back, and then we'll deal with it when I come back. But while I was in the second time after they told me there was metal shards, basically I phoned Honda, North Harbour, when I bought the bike, and explained the situation to them, and they basically said there's nothing they can do. It's not covered under warranty, which I don't understand, because it's no as if it's clutch basket or something that I've did. It's crank bearings. Crank bearings shouldn't be gone at 23,000 mile or 22,000 mile, whatever it is. So that was it. I kind of accepted the fact that I'm going to have to pay to get the engine removed, for the engine to be stripped, and the crank bearings. Now, I could potentially, it was suggested to me to sell the bike, but I couldn't in all consciousness sell the bike to somebody knowing that the crank bearings are away. I'd need to tell them, which means I wouldn't get as much money for the bike as what it's worth. And it's worth just over £10,000 as it is. If I was to sell it with dodgy crank bearings, I'm going to have to at least half that. So I'm selling a 10 grand bike for 5 grand, which I'm not willing to do. Which means if I don't fix it, I'm left with a lump of metal. So I've got no option but to get it fixed. So I kind of went and accepted it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to get the engine stripped out. And my plan was always to strip the bike down anyway and get the frame sandblasted and powder coated. And that was the reason why it went in to get checked, because I didn't want to strip the engine out to get the frame sandblasted without knowing that the engine was 100% pucker, which it works out it's not. So that's fine. So I've left on the Sunday, 21st, to start heading to the Netherlands. And it's obviously playing on my mind as I'm driving, because I drove from here all the way to Cali in one go. So I do a wee bit of travelling and sightseeing with my son for the first 2 days. And I get to my brother's in Netherlands on the 23rd. And obviously we start talking about the bike. So I decided to email Honda Europe direct and explain the situation. Now I got an email back on the 24th of December basically asking me for some more information. And they're basically saying it shouldn't have happened. The crank bearings shouldn't be away at that time at 23,000 miles. So I came back on Friday. Today I've sent all the information that I've got just now, which is to basically ask me for proof of ownership, photos of the service book for every service it's had, which has all been done at Honda, because the last service was at 17,000 miles for the valve clearance check. As I say, it's due one every 8,000 miles, so it's due another one shortly, and it's due its MOT as well. So yeah, I sent all that today, and I'm just waiting to hear back. But that's why I'm making this video. Just to keep you updated, because my bike might change. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get the bike fixed, and if Honda are going to accept liability for it and they're going to get it fixed. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But it does seem that Honda aren't as reliable and bulletproof as they once were. I'm not impressed with Honda, not at all. I've rode Hondas for years and I love them. But this Africa Twin is the bane of my fucking life. Don't get me wrong, when it goes, it's a brilliant bike. It is a brilliant bike. I've done 23,000 miles on it. It's comfortable. It's capable of everything. I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe I've just got a bike with dodgy crank bearings in it. I don't know. I'm not going to know until Honda give me their answer. But I can't do anything until Honda give me an answer. I need them to tell me, yes, they're going to take it away and fix it. Or, no, we're not taking any responsibility for it. So, yeah, I don't know. But I'll keep using the loop. But at this precise moment in time, I'm not impressed with Honda at all. And as Scottish Biker Abroad said, he'd bought me this t-shirt, and then I phoned him and told him what happened with the bike. So he felt a bit bad about getting it for my Christmas. But I don't know. The jury's still out if I'm still a Honda fan or not. I don't know. Because my original plan is while I was stripping the bike, obviously thinking that the engine was fine, all I'm doing is sandblasting and powder coating the frame. I was thinking of buying a Cove 800X Rally. But now I'm kind of put off of that as well, because if a Honda can throw a crank bearing, it's the unknown with Cove, isn't it? So I could potentially be buying a Tenere 700. I'm going to start looking at that Monday or tomorrow, because this is Sunday. I'm recording this. So yeah. So my advice is, well, that was the other thing that the mechanic said, because the mechanic in the garage that I've went to, he used to be a master Honda technician, and he now works for another garage. So I trust his word. And he basically said to me, if I kept riding it and didn't take it in when I heard the noise, I could have potentially done a lot more damage to my engine. So I've kind of caught it at the right time, because one of these shards could have went up and done damage inside. So he reckons that I've kind of caught it in time. So if you've got a 2022 Africa Twin that's done about 20,000 miles, keep your ears open for a rubbing noise, and if you hear it, get it into the garage straight away. And also, if it's an NT 1100, it's basically the same engine as an Africa Twin. If you hear a rubbing noise, get it in your garage straight away. As I said, I'm impressed with the fact that the Honda garage in North Harbour basically just went, we're doing nothing about it. It's nothing, no real problem. So I went directly to Honda, and I'm going to keep persisting. I don't see how, if it's a crank bearing, that could be rider error or rider fault. If it's a crank bearing, do you know what I mean? If it was anything else, then maybe, but no a crank bearing. So yeah, just be mindful if you've got an Africa Twin 2022 plate or an NT 1100 2022 plate. If you hear a rubbing noise, get it in the garage. So I just thought I'd do this wee video just to let you know what's happening with me. So potentially there could be another bike on my channel, but at the moment I don't know what's happening with Africa Twin, but I will keep you posted, and I'll keep you posted on the live as well if I hear anything, or I'll do another video and keep you updated. So yeah, at the moment I don't think Hondas are reliable and as bulletproof as they once were. I don't think so. There's so many issues with them. That garage that I took my bike to, where my bike is just now, he said in the last 3 months, he's had 5 Africa Twins in. So yeah, that's it. So hope you're all good. Hope you've had a nice Christmas and Happy New Year. I'll keep you posted. Remember, the live stream is at 7 o'clock GMT time. Last Friday in a month. I'll be looking at the analytics in my channel. There's over 50% of people watching that are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It means I can maybe start earning some cash to sort of my bikes. Again, don't do it for the money or the subs, but it is nice to have subs. I'm also up to 600 subs as well, so thank you very much for everybody who has subscribed. So hope you're all well. I'll keep you posted on what's happening with Africa Twin. But at the moment, the jury's out. I don't think Honda are as reliable and as bulletproof as used to be. Stay safe, stay rubber side down, and remember, take life one minute at a time. Catch you later.